Hi Class 5, I'm going to whiz through today's PowerPoint and it'll look familiar because these are the same revision notes that are in your work pack. So we're thinking word classes, and by that I mean noun, verb, adjective, adverb, preposition, determiner, pronouns and conjunctions. Let's kick it off with nouns. Most of us know already that nouns are naming words. So they can name people, places, ideas, things, feelings, for example, poem, sea, myth and image. And then in front of the noun, we often have a determiner, which we're going to talk about in a moment. Next up is verbs, or doing words. Well, that's usually what we call them. But don't forget, they also indicate feeling or being. So we paddled, roared, was, attacked, lost. Usually verbs have the name of a person or thing or a pronoun in front of them because they're indicating someone or something. Adjectives, they are describing words and they tell you more about nouns. So our examples here are strange, mysterious, cold, creepy and green. Sometimes they come next to their nouns, as you can see in these examples here, but sometimes they're separated slightly. So you can see that bottom example, the claws were green. Green is still acting as an adjective describing the claws, but they're not next to each other. Adverbs, they modify verbs, but they can also modify adjectives, so they can be quite tricky to spot. It's not just as simple as, oh, there's a word next to a verb, it must be an adverb. On the left, you've got then, hard, furiously. These adverbs are modifying the verbs in green. And on the right, you've got horribly, very, too. And these adverbs are modifying adjectives. And you've also got adverbs modifying a whole clause. So suddenly, then, perhaps. Those adverbs have been placed at the front as well. They're what we'd call fronted adverbials, which you are used to because we have done those to death. I'm always talking about fronted adverbials. Prepositions. These link nouns or noun phrases to a sentence. For example, on, after, because of, beneath. And prepositions tell us how the words are related. So they could be about time, for example, after the attack. They can be about place, so on the ship. And they can be about cause, because of. Determiners stand in front of nouns and they specify a noun. So you've got a, which is sort of any in this example, so a shadow, any shadow. Or you've got the or that, which will be talking about a particular thing. So the shadow, that shadow. You've got my, yours, which is showing the possession of the shadow. So my shadow, your shadow. And then you've got ones that specify the number of, so every shadow, some shadows. Pronouns can replace a noun or a noun phrase. So some have been used here to replace the nouns and noun phrases in the sentences. So they has replaced the sailors. It is replacing the noun phrase a very turbulent storm. Other examples, she, them, it, hers. Conjunctions. So you've got two types of conjunctions. Coordinating conjunctions, 3 to remember, and, but, or. And they join two words or clauses. So under the water and waited, might sink the ship now, or it might play with it for a while, was not hungry, but it was angry. And then you've got your subordinating conjunctions, which introduce subordinate clauses. So those are when, while, before, because, so, if, unless, although. And if you have a read through those examples there and choose a subordinating conjunction, you might see that some of them, or more than one of them, will work in those examples. So you could choose between a few words, and I will leave that as an activity for you to do now. And once you've finished, I'd like you to move on to identifying these word classes in the text in your work pack, please. It might be helpful to get a coloured pencil and highlight them first before you put them into the table, but it is up to you. Good luck.